Boxing truth here. Billy Joel Saunders is paying step-aside money to avoid dangerous mandatories. As reports have surfaced, rumors are spreading about a proposed fight with Gennady Golovkin in Kazakhstan this summer for Golovkin's showcase homecoming for Expo 2017. And I have every reason to believe that the reports are true. The talks have been held between the camps between Gennady Golovkin and Billy Joe Saunders, and now Saunders is all of a sudden changing his tune and is now gunning for a big fight, as mandatory obligations are not part of the plan for Billy Joe Saunders and his team. Saunders was not interested in taking the Golovkin fight last year because he didn't have any mandatory obligations. They were looking to hold the belt hostage for a lot longer, make a couple of defenses. It all didn't go according to plan. He ended up not fighting much at all in 2016. Ended up taking a showcase fight. He was supposed to look good in a hand-picked voluntary defense against Akavov, a Russian fighter. And he ended up getting his ass whooped. Got exposed. Was a terrible performance. Pretty much got a gift decision. So now, after that dreadful performance against Akavov, Billy Joe Saunders and his team looking for a cash-out payday. And now they're gunning for that Golovkin fight. They ain't about fulfilling mandatory obligations. Billy Joe Saunders' team are not interested in finding out if he could beat a Kurtzitzi, who is the mandatory challenger for the WO strap that Billy Joe Saunders holds. So the team's not interested in seeing if Saunders can defeat Kurtzitzi. Instead, they're going to pay step-aside money, which has been reported that Kurtzitzi has accepted. It was first reported by Dan Rayfield, then it was followed by Steve Kim. So now it just seems like everything's in place. The plan's already in motion by Team Golovkin and K2 Promotions. Of course, Golovkin's not looking past Danny Jacobs, but it's up to his promoter, Tom Loeffler, to look ahead of what's next. What is the plan following a successful night on March 18th at the Garden in Madison Square Garden for Gennady Golovkin? And of course, they're gunning for that last strap, the last belt that's needed in the collection for Golovkin, which Billy Joe Saunders holds. And now Saunders has put in place the motion to step aside his mandatory challenger, pay step-aside money in order to get a cash-out payday. As Saunders' team, if they're going to take an L, they might as well take the L for the biggest lucrative option possible on the table, and that's a Gennady Golovkin showdown, perhaps in Kazakhstan, as perhaps big money can be generated for that event. Gennady Golovkin's homecoming. And Saunders, I believe, will be the next opponent come the summer of 2016, as Golovkin's going to look to stay active. He's not going to wait for he's not going to wait 6 months before a potential Canelo showdown. He's going to look to get one fight in. And of course, it's going to be the most significant fight up to date in his career if he gets past Danny Jacobs, and that's for all the marbles in the middleweight division. To get that last strap in his collection and become the only undisputed middleweight champion in boxing today. And I believe the first undisputed middleweight champion, a champion that holds all 4 sanctioning body belts, the first time, I believe, since Bernard Hopkins did it in this past century, which makes it even more of a familiar career Golovkin has had in comparison to Bernard Hopkins, to as well become an undisputed champion in the middleweight division. As for Saunders, I believe he's going to wait until the results of March 18th, and he's hoping that Golovkin pulls through, which is he's expected. He's a heavy favorite. Jacobs is already getting disrespected, being looked ahead by Golovkin's team. Already plans in motion for a possible all-the-marble showdown at middleweight in the summer of 2017. All Golovkin has to do is do his job on March 18th and defeat Danny Jacobs. And if he does that, Billy Joe Saunders' reign as WBO king will slowly but surely be coming to an end. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.